What was the actual reason that led to the divorce between Steph and Curry's parents? What caused them to split their ways after 30 years of marriage? And what does Steph think about that? Join us to find all the answers you might be looking for. Let's get started. The end of the long marriage. There was a time when Dell Curry and Sonya Curry were a power couple in the NBA, but last year, it was reported that they were getting divorced. The former couple met at Virginia Tech, where Dell was mainly on the basketball court and Sonya was on the volleyball court. They dated back in college before tying the knot in 1988. The Currys are probably the biggest names in the NBA. Their two sons, Seth and Steph, successfully created names for themselves and are always working on themselves to be better and better. But usually, every good and happy stories have an ending, and their parents decided to call it quits. In 2020, throughout the first episode of Elevating Fame, Sonya Curry revealed their marital life had not been good. Even like with our marriage, we have had challenges. We have not at all times hid from our kids. As a result of that, there have been educating moments, and you already know, they need not know all the small print. However, we did not conceal lots of issues as a result of what we do not need them to do is assume everything's rosy and get out on this planet, after which it smacks them within the face, she said. Irreconcilable differences were reportedly cited as the reason for the divorce between the notable NBA couple. The news shocked most of the NBA world, as Dell and Sonya had often been seen sitting together at Steph and Seth's games. It appears that when Sonya filed for divorce in North Carolina, she cited marital misconduct as the reason. Dell fired back, also accusing Sonya of illicit sexual misconduct, and then saying his soon-to-be ex-wife lied about it. So they are both blaming the other's infidelity as the cause of their split. Dell accused Sonya of carrying on an extramarital affair for years with former NFL player Steven Johnson. According to the documents, Dell claims that Sonya began her extramarital affair with Mr. Johnson during the marriage and prior to the date of separation, and she lied to Dell each time she cheated on him. Dell claimed that Sonya has been living with Johnson in Tennessee, and Sonya had prepared a big answer to that accusation. She responded that she has been living alone because Dell has not allowed her to live at home. And while she was trying to defend herself, she also accused Dell of frequent infidelity throughout their marriage. She even alleges that Dell's cheating was an open secret among their family and close friends. In their joint public statement, the Curry couple said, "After exploring a trial separation over the past year and much thoughtful consideration, we have decided to end our marriage. As this comes with a great deal of sadness, our focus and desire is for our family's continued happiness. We are so thankful for all the many blessings and successes. We stay committed to and supportive of our children and grandchildren and will remain on connected paths. We ask that our privacy be respected and pray for our family as we move forward." Dell and Sonya were both at the Boston Garden for Steph's NBA final victory for the Warriors, but were sitting far apart from each other, and guess the reason. Yeah, we get it, they are no longer together, but Sonya came to the NBA Final Game 6 with her rumored boyfriend, Steven Johnson. And Dell wasn't alone either. He came to the finals with a lady, and, as it turned out, it was Nikki Smith. If this name doesn't give you any hint, Twitter users saw something strangely familiar about her. When a couple as famous as Dell and Sonya are, it is pretty natural for people to talk about it and dig everything related to that, and this was no exception. Twitter users were quick to piece things together as they realized that Steven Johnson was actually married to Dell's blonde girlfriend. At least, the photo evidence that many users shared seems to point at this fact. So, does it mean that Dell and Sonya Curry are swapping spouses? The relationship with the children. Dell and Sonya are really good at parenting. After all, they have raised legendary kids. Sonya previously opened up about how she turned her experiences with racism while growing up in Radford, Virginia, into valuable life lessons for her children. And she said, "I wanted them to understand that in their world that could be seen as sheltered. They needed to hear stories. I don't know what age I began telling them things, but when things came up, I would say, 'Did you know that your grandmother was part of integration as a junior in high school? Think about that.'" Steph said, "The biggest thing she told us is that we grew up a little different than she did. She was always quick to remind us up on the realities around the country and to appreciate our experience. I understand there was stuff going on and stuff that she dealt with on a daily basis in Radford that was necessary for us to understand, even though we were brought up in a different space. I never had to live with it, per se, but I definitely understood. You could see it in her eyes when she talked about it. Sonya explained, "What God has for you, God has for you, and nothing can block it. I'm a first-generation college graduate. It wasn't an expectation that I would go to college, period. I made it on my own personal competition that any white person next to me wasn't going to be any better than I was. I'm going to watch them and take the classes that they take because no one is telling me what to take, and I'm going to take the same classes." And that is how I ended up in college. Despite Steph and his siblings growing up with wealthy parents in a good environment, his mom always made it known to appreciate what they have and where they grew up. She always took us back home to where she grew up. We saw the environment. It instilled our core values in us, and she is the main reason we are the way we are today. She raised us on faith and to be grateful for everything, he said in an interview. Fierce love. Sonya made an appearance on the Tamron Hall show to promote her new memoir, Fierce Love, and during the conversation, she discussed how the family is getting through the divorce. She noted that she knows this is not something easy for anybody and it's a hard thing. She feels so sad knowing that she caused pain to her children. And, sadness aside, she also felt super proud of how much grace Steph has shown her during this season of her life, especially as he attributed his calm approach to the divorce to his upbringing. "I was just happy and fulfilled to know that the parenting and all the love and the nurturing that we've poured into our children are coming out that way, and he's able to express that," she said. "It just made me so proud because now it's like they're giving to me everything I poured into them. It's coming back to me full-fold, and it's such a blessing." Steph spoke about how the divorce affected him, despite him being an adult with a family of his own. "I had to make sure I was in that moment with both of them separately, and this wasn't just this whole kind of thing. That is how I chose to approach that, because it is challenging. I could be mad and be like, y'all F this up. I could have that approach, but it's going to be an acknowledgement of both of y'all in terms of how y'all raise me. The calmness I have in myself is because of y'all," he said. And of course, when a famous couple breaks up, everyone on social media is all ears. What does Sonya think about that? "I don't listen to a lot of social media. If something kind of leaks and gets to me and sneaks in, then, I just take it to prayer and try to leave it with God and focus on what I can focus on. If there's something in there that's truthful, then I try to take accountability for that. Get better, wake up every day, and lean into what my book is titled, Fierce Love. Show a lot of grace and a lot of mercy every day for myself, and then I can give that to other people, and relying on my children. As long as I know the people that I love to know the truth, then I can lean on that as well," she said. What do you think about Dell and Sonya Curry's divorce? Do you believe that they actually swap spouses? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.